good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is January 22nd, and nice day today. Few days going to be nice, but there is another chance of a little bit of drizzle. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. On our show today, we have a couple guests from the India Club. They're going to talk about an upcoming event that they will be having. Also, we are going to talk about the Clown Alley because they're having their, I guess it's called Clown College, coming up soon. Your chance to get involved. If you ever thought of joining them and learning what it's like to be a clown, well, you're going to learn about it today. Also, we're going to bring you a segment from the Jewelry Box. They're located right up in Lake Forest and been around, I don't know how many years, but they've been, I think, like 20 years or more. And also the Shuffleboard Club that is right here over in Clubhouse 1. Now, meetings today, there are a couple. The GRF Media and Communications meeting, that will be in the boardroom at 9:30. So if you're watching us live, you'll know about that, and you're welcome to go there. Also, a fairly new, well, it is new. I don't know if this is their first meeting. They might have had one other meeting. It's the Purchasing Task Force meeting, and that's going to be at 1:30 in the Sycamore Room. Now, let's get to the weather. Today, we're still going to be somewhat cool. We're going to warm up from yesterday for sure. A little bit of clouds in the morning, then we're going to have sunshine later on, about 65 or so. Then we warm up really nicely over the next few days. But if you recall, I think last week, I said, maybe if it was Monday, there was a chance of another little system coming in. And that looks like it's going to be Sunday into Monday. This is not going to be, it's probably going to be like we just had. If we get anything, it's going to be a light drizzle or a light rain or nothing at all. But we'll drop in temperature, and then it'll go back up on Monday to probably about 67. And then on Wednesday, at least right now, it looks like it goes back up to 70. So we have a stretch of really nice weather, a little bit of, kind of high clouds out there on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but very nice. And then maybe that Sunday system. But that is something that is kind of ebbed and flowed back and forth, although Northern California, not really Central California, not, they're possibly going to get a decent amount of rain out of that system. But for us, we'll see. All right, let's look around the area, and temperatures are up from yesterday for sure. Very pleasant out. We're going to get some sunshine later, and everything pretty much in the mid-60s or so. Palm Springs 71, up there in Big Bear about 48. Now it looks like on this little system that's coming in, they're up there in the high mountains, probably above 6,000, 6,500 feet. They will get a dusting of snow, which is great for all the ski resorts. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Ann Mundell Noel, audiologist and owner of Amazing Hearing. As an audiologist, I have the education and expertise to assess, diagnose, and treat hearing loss. Hearing aids are only one part of the treatment process. The way we have been taught to fit, counsel, and use hearing therapy is what makes us different. Amazing Hearing, audiologists with the education, expertise, and empathy to change how you hear.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferragamo. I spent some of my best years as an NFL quarterback, but today I've got a new team, and we're helping seniors who spent their best years fighting for our country, defending our freedom, and informing the nation. Our hometown heroes need help. AgeWell Senior Services is their lifeline. Nonprofit AgeWell can do all of this because you care enough to give. Please join me in supporting AgeWell. Donate today.
Welcome to Palm Terrace Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center. We are known in the community for compassionate and professional nursing care. Once our guests enter the road to recovery, our expert rehab therapy team rolls into action. Our goal is your comfort and your health. Please feel free to call us at 949-587-9000 or stop by and enjoy a personalized tour of Palm Terrace Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center.
Did you know there are over 400,000 seniors in Orange County today? So where does a senior or family caregiver go for information and resources? You can turn to the Answers Guide, published by the Council on Aging Southern California. Answers is full of articles and resources to help you navigate the aging experience. You can pick up your free copy today at the clubhouse nearest you or at the Social Services Office. The Council on Aging, helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected.
Jacobson McCall have created Agent 55, a real estate firm focused on 55-plus communities.
Agent 55 and the marketing technology allows us to deliver even more to buyers and sellers.
Everyone respects Kelly's over 30 years experience as a top sales producer and trusted expert within 55-plus communities.
Agent 55 has great knowledge of Laguna Woods.
Agent 55 offers something powerful and unique. We guarantee it. Ask us how.
And I'd like to welcome from the India Club, we all know Kash Agrakar. He's come on many times and talked about it. And I think it's probably been maybe about a year or so since we've had on Krishnamurti. And welcome. Nice to see you back again.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah. So primarily what you're going to be talking about today is really the club itself. And New Year, different things that are going on. You're always a busy club with all the different festivals, and you're looking at people coming on board and maybe different president of the club and that sort of thing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Yeah, fantastic. And so starting of this year, and have you had your elections yet?
Well, basically, why we are here today is to talk about the election and what are different things that we do, what's our mission, what is our club about.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a social club.
Yes,
Indian people are very, very friendly people. We want to show the community what Indian culture is, what Indian programs are, what India loves, what Indian food is, and be a part of the society, be a part of the place. And talk about rich things that are in India if you ever want to visit there. So basically, we had one guy show slides, presentations. That was excellent. And it's good to be a part of the society rather than being a separate group. So that's our mission.
Yeah, you always have a lot going on, right? And obviously, it ties in with what's all the festivals that are happening in India.
Yeah, so there's lots of things going on tomorrow. We are celebrating, of course, the New Year. Then we have India's Republic Day. Then we have the Harvest Festival, which is something like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And of course, we are holding the elections tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot happening. And as far as the, are you guys, are you growing as a club? Are you getting more members coming in?
Yes, we are. A year ago when I came on, we had like about 35 to 50 members. And now we have like 118 or something. So we are growing. But this is a big village. We have 18,000 residents. So that's a real small portion of 18,000.
Right.
And I would like to see more Indians come in to the village. And that's one of my goals, to bring my friends in here because it's such a nice place. And every human being, we are Homo sapiens. We like company.
Yeah.
So,
and you have, do you have members that are non-Indian within the club?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Club is open to everybody.
Right.
Residents and their guests, not outsiders.
Not outsiders, yeah.
It's open.
But so many different festivals that go on, and you have the Holi, is it Holi or Holi? H-O-L-I.
Holi, that's coming up next month.
Yeah,
actually.
that comes up pretty...
In March, I think.
March.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, is that the colorful one? Where they have all the...
Yes.
And I know you'll be back to talk about that, so you always do that. You have fantastic events, and the food is a big part of it, isn't it?
Always.
Yeah.
So what we are celebrating is the Harvest Festival. You know, India is mostly like an agricultural country.
Right,
and
right.
any kind of harvesting, it's a big festival. And it's time for the farmers to say thanks to Mother Nature, and they pray to God and everything for the crops. And the funny thing is that's the only festival that is goes by the solar calendar, because all our festivals are lunar based.
Okay.
Yeah. So it always falls on January 14th or 15th or something like that. Yeah. And then, you know, it's called by different names in different parts of the country, like it's called Lori or Makar Sankranti, Pongal. But whatever it's called, the festival's main connection throughout the country is like bonfires and flying kites and dancing, singing. And of course, the food. They make it from these new crops that have been harvested.
Right.
And those are like sesame seeds, peanuts, sugar, and, you know, jaggery. It's got some kind of a sugar product.
Right.
So things like that. In fact, they make a sweet dish out of jaggery and sesame seeds. It becomes so pasty that, you know,
so it's a sweet.
It's a sweet
like
dish.
a dessert
yeah,
or something?
Like a dessert.
Okay.
And then it's symbolic. It's like saying that, hey, that's how we people are supposed to stick to each other, regardless of race or religion or anything. Yeah. And then it's not just crops that we are celebrating. We are also celebrating changes that are happening in the solar system. So the sun is moving from Sagittarius into Capricorn, and that marks the end of winter.
Okay.
You know? And also the sun is following a north direction, and the days are getting longer. I think that's good enough reason to celebrate, right?
Do you folks you told me you follow the lunar calendar a lot. So are you involved in Lunar New Year, your own style Lunar New Year?
Yeah. In fact, different parts of the country, they have their own New Years in different months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you celebrate
it's hard. It's hard because they come up with some calculations and they have to add an extra month every 2 years or something. It's, I don't know, it's all astrological based.
Yeah, we do have 1 year which has 13 months because of the lunar calendar.
Oh, really? Wow, what year is that? Do you know, well in advance? Okay.
It comes every so many years, I don't know. Instead of having like our February 29, every 4th year, this is an...
Okay.
They have their own way to compensate.
So, you know, you're mainly here just talking about the new year for you folks and what's coming up.
New Year, the Republic Day.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about elections if you want me to...
Yeah, and of course, you know, Cash is on sometimes in a different capacity. But this, when he's talking about elections now, he's talking about the club. So tell us about that.
India loves democracy. We are the largest democracy in the world. So we elect new president, and he then forms his own team. And last year it was my chance to be the president. Basically, any action, any task needs 2 eyes, the leader, with some vision, and many hands. Yeah. Because we need cooperation. You know, volunteering is the main thing. And so we put this thing together. Tomorrow, when we meet, there will be elections. Some people will be nominated who are already members of the club, though. And then there's a nomination team, election team, that will conduct the elections. We don't know who have been nominated because we are on the board right now.
Right.
If there's no nomination, then by default, we will have to carry on.
Okay.
So that's what
So what is, you mentioned Republic Day, is that a national holiday of India?
Yeah, you know, Republic Day, like after India got its independence in 1947, we really didn't have any constitution written. Okay. So the only thing we were following was something that was written by the British. And it was called the Government Act of 1935 or something like that. So then Dr. Ambedkar, he was given this job of writing the Constitution. Okay. And it, after all the changes and drafts, it took like 3 years because it's the world's longest constitution. There's almost like 450 articles in it.
Wow.
Yeah. So then, once that was ready, in 1950, January 26th, it's coming up, we celebrated in 50 the first Republic Day.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the day that the president, he gives his speech and everything. And then it's a chance for especially the armed forces to show off all their display of all the fine equipment and things like that, and the cultural history, the heritage that we have. And of course, when the president, he unfurls the flag and they give him a 21-gun salute to honor him. And let's see, then on the previous day, actually, the president gives a speech to remember all the soldiers and the martyrs who gave away their lives for the war.
Right.
And there's lots of awards given at that time, like people who have done exceptionally well in certain fields or whatever, they get awards. And there's a lot of gallantry awards.
So when you tell me about all the different articles in your Constitution, I feel sorry for the kids that are in school that have to learn. Did you learn all of them?
I didn't know until today. It's the longest, the biggest Constitution.
So are you guys going to be doing something on that day, or going to be having an event?
For Republic Day? Yeah, I'm holding a trivia contest.
Okay.
I love to do trivias.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that. And then, of course, we'll celebrate the hall with all our Indian colors and things like that.
Okay, and that's happening on...
Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is the 23rd.
Yeah.
I was looking, tomorrow's the 23rd. So if people want to join in on that, it'll be Clubhouse 7 from 5:30 to 9.
Yeah.
And it's free for members, $5 for guests, and people can walk in if they want. I mean, you'd like to have reservations. Are you going to have food there and all?
Of course, there's no party without food.
Yes,
right? So.
Yeah, that's true. Well, whenever you folks come on, you always seem to be having fun.
That's the whole idea. The life goes better when you're having fun.
And festival after festival.
No, I tell the Indian people, you know, we're all getting seniors. We're all seniors, and then it's in our hands how we want to lead the rest of our lives. Some of us are not fortunate that we don't have our spouses, but it's in our hands. Get out of the house, come to these clubs, have fun, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that helps.
Tomorrow, every resident is invited. Their guests are invited. The cost is only $5.
Yeah.
So you can't buy a $5 dinner anywhere. And our dinners are very healthy because they are not very oily. Yeah. And there's lots of protein. So you'll love it. It's an excellent menu put together by our culinary experts.
All right. Again, that is tomorrow. On the 23rd, Thursday, 5:30, it begins at Clubhouse 7. You're invited to go there and have a good time, even if you're not part of the club. Yeah. And they always have a good time. It always seems like you do.
If you're coming, please RSVP. The 2 numbers are written on the bottom.
It's a little hard to see. One number, you can email cash334@gmail.com, or call or message him at 949-217-1950.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Good to see both of you.
Nice to see you again.
All right. Take care. And
Thank you.
Happy Republic Day.
Thanyou.
And Happy New Year Day to you.
You too. We'll be right back.
Most real estate agents stick to the 3 Ps of marketing. They place it on the MLS, they put up a sign, and pray that it sells. Laguna Premier Realty takes a different approach to marketing your home. From professional and high-quality photos, to high-definition video, single property websites, and 3D virtual tours. We will make your property stand out and, most importantly, sell. So whether you are looking to list your current home or find your dream home in the village, Laguna Premier Realty is here to help.
Welcome back. We have the jewelry box here, and you know that's one of my favorite subjects is jewelry, and we have Christine and Jack here. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us again, and I know you have brought some lovely items, but before we get into that, award-winning. Nice. Well, tell me about it.
Well, for our 9th straight year, we have been voted best in Orange County, best jewelry store in Orange County, and we really feel it's because of our customers. Of course, they're the ones that vote for us. But we feel like because we have such a great team of ladies that really like waiting on the customers and helping them, you know, make their selections and calling them and just, you know, really old-fashioned customer service.
Okay.
And we're just very honored that we have been elected for the 9 years and hope to continue it. And did I leave something out?
Well, obviously, you know, you have customer service, but you also have a great selection of a variety of different things.
True.
So let's talk a little bit about, you know, not necessarily the history of the jewelry box, but what is your overall mission?
Well, I would say we are here to buy your jewelry from the customers. We are not a traditional jewelry store.
Right.
We look for jewelry that people bring in to sell, and that's what is in our showcases. And most people don't even realize that our jewelry is pre-owned because it looks so nice.
Oh, I know. I mean, some of the pieces, that ring doesn't look anything like, I mean,
Yeah,
not that I would necessarily know the difference, but, you know, this ring is incredible. It's very shiny and it's beautiful and it looks, like you said, brand new. It's just beautiful. But, you know, while we're on the ring, just tell me a little bit about it.
Well, it's a ring that we bought from a customer, and what we do is, you know, not everything will make it into our showcases. Some of the things we do have to dispose of. But if it's something we feel like we have a client for, then we have our jewelers refurbish it, polish it up, and put it into the showcase.
Okay.
So we're always on the lookout and always on the hunt for items that we feel we can resell.
Okay.
So the customer gets money for what they're bringing in, and then we're able to give our clients a very fair deal on a piece of jewelry where they're not paying top retail dollar.
Right.
We can sell it for a lot less than you would find it in a jewelry store.
Right.
And the other thing is that you see these items, these are items you won't find in just a traditional jewelry store.
Well, would you say that many of your items are vintage or just kind of across the board?
We're not an estate store per se, although we do have a number of estate pieces. It's more about being pre-owned. Just to take this ladies' Rolex watch as an example, if you were to go and buy this new today, it's in the $4,500 to $5,000 category.
Okay.
This watch is $1998.
Wow.
And again, we keep a very small percentage of what we buy.
Right.
But that watch is then refurbished by our master watchmaker, polished, and we guarantee it for a year, just the way Rolex would if you bought it new.
Right. Wow, you
But
do.
there is a savings, you know, that is often 50% or more over the price of the new version, same watch.
Well, many of the watches that have the brand names, especially Rolex, do keep their value, correct?
Oh, those do.
Right. And then we also have the man's watch here. What? Tell me about that one.
That's called an Oyster Perpetual. It has the date on it. That particular lady's does not, but the man's does.
Right.
It's also, that's a Jubilee.
Yeah,
It's called a Jubilee band, which is an upgraded Rolex bracelet that goes on that watch, and the fluted bezel. So very popular, classic. You can find one that's probably 40 years old that doesn't look much different from that one because they don't change their styles dramatically over the years. And that's what makes it a classic watch, and the demand is still very high for Rolex.
Still there. Isn't that great? I mean, that's great. What would you say you're kind of looking for now? Anything in particular?
Well, we look for we look for everything and anything, honestly, because people come in with boxes of treasure. Very often it's moms or grandmas.
Sure.
And we go through. Christine is, we say she makes Sophie's choice. Because she'll go through everything that we've purchased and she'll pick out the items that she feels can work in our showcase. And then the other items that we are not going to put in our store, we have channels to wholesale those to other jewelers around the country who might be interested in the styles that don't work for us, but do work for them.
Oh, that's great.
So that's one advantage of selling to us over others, is that we don't just take everything we buy and throw it in the furnace.
Right.
Because if we can polish that item up, refurbish it, and resell it, then we can pay the customer more for the item they're selling us to begin with.
Now, speaking of taking in items, you don't just take jewelry. I mean, you take sterling silver sets and some other things. Tell me about that.
We did a lot of that, particularly from the village.
Okay.
Yes, we do. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
We do sterling silver, flatware, and yes, what he was referring to is we do see a lot of people from the village. They have the sterling flatware, trays and the tea services, and their kids don't want this.
Is that a shame? Do you think we should be carrying it on, or what? I mean, I'm just as much guilty as the others.
We all are. Nobody wants to polish that. Nobody has places to store that in these days, and we just don't entertain like our parents did. So it's unfortunate. Some of the patterns we do have a venue to where they don't get melted. There are certain patterns that people overseas like this. So some of it doesn't get melted, but we're always looking for that. We buy coins, American coins, silver and gold coins. We just had a couple from the village that came in last night and sold us several gold coins.
Wow.
So,
and then do you resell the gold coins, or do you send those off to somewhere else?
We keep a few in the store. Sometimes people like them for gifts, for special occasions, for kids that are graduating or grandkids.
Right.
So we keep a few, and the rest we move out, because that's not our main thing.
Exactly.
But we also do a lot besides the flatware. We do candelabra and candy dishes and all kinds. As long as it's sterling silver,
right?
We will purchase it.
So what if there was other things that were maybe solid gold, but not necessarily, I mean, like you said, the coins, but what if there were other things that were solid gold and not necessarily a jewelry item? Would you take those too?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
As long as it's the real thing.
Okay.
We will.
And it doesn't matter the carat, right? Like 10 carat, 18 carat. Okay.
And we always tell people, if they're not sure, bring it in. Especially, we'll have people that are getting ready to have a garage sale. And they'll say, oh, I'm just going to throw this in the garage sale. Well, bring it in first and let us, tell you what you have, because a lot of times they don't know that it is silver.
Right.
So if you're not sure, we don't mind testing it for you. Bring it in. We'll take a look. We'll let you know what you have, and then you can make a decision if you want to sell it or not. We really don't pressure you to sell.
That's good.
Sometimes people aren't ready. They haven't release that emotional attachment that they have to it. So we have to be careful about that.
Well, even for jewelry too. I mean, I've got my mother's stuff and I'm like, well, I'm not ready to do anything with it yet. So it's kind of like you said, emotional attachment. So, all right, well, you have a special going on right now.
We do.
These gorgeous earrings here. Tell me a little bit about what your special is.
Well, these are a 1 carat total weight, so that's a ½ carat diamond in each ear.
Wow.
And we set these up. These are all diamonds that we had in our store. And our jeweler sat there and set up 19 pair of them.
Wow.
We have a few left. We had these as a special for Black Friday, but we still have a few left. And they normally retail for around $19.98.
Right.
But until they're sold, they're $998.
Wow.
For 1 carat total weight.
I think that would look good in my ear.
They look good under the tree too.
Yes,
I think so. Okay, whoever wants to get those for me.
Every girl needs a stud.
Okay, you said that, I didn't. You're hysterical. All right, so you see on our screen there, we have the 1 carat total weight diamond stud earrings, $998, and your phone number is 855-9778. And if they want to get in touch with you or see what you have in stock, they can go on your website, right?
Yes.
Open every day till Christmas.
Every day till Christmas.
Right.
So you guys are going to be busy, very busy. Well, thank you so much for the information. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. And remember, you can always find their information on and anything we've talked about here today on their website. And we'll be right back, and I'll be taking this all home.
Welcome to Harvard Eye Associates. We have been proudly serving Orange County for over 40 years. We are excited to announce our Laguna Hills location will be moving to a larger, state-of-the-art facility in January 2020, located a block away from our previous location. Our new facility will be conveniently located next to Saddleback Hospital and across from Nordstrom Rack at 23961 Calle de la Magdalena. Come join the Circle of Care at Harvard Eye Associates, where the future of vision is today.
I have Jerry Getson with me today. She is the president of Clown Alley, which is a club here in the village. And one of the things that they do, among other entertaining people, is they start their clown college up once a year. And it is starting up soon. It's starting January 28th, right? So welcome. Good to have you here today. Now, am I correct? You do this just once a year, the Clown
That's right.
College? Okay.
Yes, at the end of January. So January 28th is a Tuesday, and we'll be holding classes, 12 classes every Tuesday from 2 to 4 in the afternoon in Clubhouse 2. It will cost $50 to join because $25 is to join the club. $25 is for our wonderful manual that contains information on every facet of the fun art of clowning.
And we want to mention that you can find out more about this. You could just go to the club web pages and then go to clubs, go to Clown Alley. It's down in alphabetical order. You can call 949-339-7841 for more information. So when did you join the Clown Alley?
I moved here in December of 2014, and 2015, January, a month later, a friend of mine said, come with me to the clown meeting. And when I went, every month they have a birthday celebration.
Oh, okay.
And my birthday's in January, so they made me stand up during the birthday celebration.
Okay.
And they said, have you ever had happy birthday sung to you backwards? And I said, oh my, no. So they said, well, that's what we're going to do now. And they all turned their backs on me and sang happy birthday. So that was my fun, invitation and opening inspiration to be a clown, because every time I do that on elevators, I do it in restaurants, I do it on buses. If I
So for about 5 years, four or 5 years,
5
you've been,
years.
yeah, wow.
And I never dreamed that I would be a clown. I taught for 26 years, and I was a lawyer for 20 years. I've had a serious background. But this is a wonderful part of life, especially as you age, to realize that you have the power to make people smile and have a happy heart, which is my name.
So as far as becoming a clown, what process did you go through? And how did you come up with your name and all?
Well, as I said, I came to a January meeting and the classes were starting right then. So my friend said, what will you lose? This is the nicest group of people you could ever meet. They become lifelong friends, like family, and that's really true. We have a wonderful, warm time together. We laugh at our meetings. We have such a good time. We have educational programs at the end of each meeting for an hour. And by the way, we meet the second Wednesday of every month in Clubhouse 6 in the main room for 2 hours from 10 to 12. And then we go out and have lunch together and have such a good time. But anyway, they passed out a manual during the classes, and you learn how to do balloon twisting, especially, face painting, putting on temporary tattoos, jokes, skits, gags, which we call walk-arounds. And you learn to apply makeup and put together an outfit and try to select a name that demonstrates something that is important to you. To me, it's to have a happy heart and to help others to have a happy heart. So I am Happy Heart.
Now the balloon twisting, I think that would be, I've tried that, that's hard.
Well, we have little pump, so you don't have to blow your cheeks out and hurt your ears.
But trying to bend them and not having them pop.
They're wonderful balloons. They're from a company called Qualitex, and
so there's a certain type of balloon?
I guess it's a professional kind of balloon that doesn't just pop real easily. Although if you leave them in the sun too long, it weakens them, and I've heard hairspray or other things in the environment can weaken them. But it's so joyous, not only for children but for adults. And they come up and they ask for sunshines, elephants, unicorns, and as we progress, we really can do a lot of these things.
Yes, become quite an art.
Yeah, but you have to learn how to do a dog. And I couldn't find my pump this morning. I was going to make you a dog, and you can't graduate till you can make a dog.
Okay.
And the dog is a lot of fun. It appeals to everyone. I let the children paint the face on and give it a name. And, you can teach this dog how to lay down, roll over, sit up, and beg. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's quite an art, and it's become very, very popular, actually, even beyond clowns. People go around, and that's what they do, and can do different characters, and it's amazing. So you also obviously learn jokes, you do skits, and gags and all kinds of things.
Yeah, now, also we learn a little magic, we do some mimes, we do, well, I wanted to show you, I go to a convention once a year in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted something to use for a magic trick, because I don't know very much magic, but you see two colors here?
Yes.
Well, say abracadabra.
Abracadabra. All right.
So, you know, it's not difficult,
So
and it makes people laugh.
You mentioned convention. Is it a clown or magic convention?
There
or?
are national and regional
Okay.
and international clown.
Okay.
And there are clowns all over the world. In fact, clowning started in Egypt, I heard,
Yeah.
even before the present Christian years started.
Now, how many people are in the Clown Alley?
We have 40.
Okay.
And it's a joy to get together, and we help each other out in hard times, but more importantly, we just have a good time every time we get together. We call each other, and we call each other by our clown names. And some of our clown names are Princess Pipsqueak, Bubbles, Skippity Clown, Ruffles, Bubby, Jojo, Pom Pom, Tiny, Silly Millie, Sheriff Sonny, Reddy Red, Dotsy, and we have one named Hubcap.
Okay, that's an interesting one.
He was a mechanic, and he is so talented in producing carpentry things and big signs,
neat.
and he's
Okay.
terrific. He's so fun.
And the skits you do, are they little short skits that you do to perform or
Yeah.
for your meeting?
Well, sometimes during the meeting we have classes on how to
Okay.
do skits, so it gives a person a chance to work with somebody else, come up on the stage, and it takes, 2 minutes or something to
Okay.
do a little skit. They're fun. And then we do silly things, for instance, put up your thumb,
All right.
put down your thumb, the other hand.
Oh, the other thumb,
Now put them
okay.
together. You know what we're doing?
What?
Something. Silly things. That's
Yeah.
a walk around. So, like if we go to a party and we're supposed to ease up the feeling of
Right.
joy and fun, you go to each table and do another silly little something. Like I love sponge letters.
Yeah, right.
And
You're
you
right.
say, this morning I had a little sniffle, excuse me, and I brought this, and I pull out the letter X, and I said, it's a Kleenex. And then you can pull out a little letter B and say, I thought you should go home with a little prize, so here's a freebie. Just silly things
Yeah.
like that.
Now, as far as developing your character, how long did that take?
You know, it happened right away, because as soon as I became a clown, I felt like an administrator of joy in the community. So when I walk down the street, I say, good morning, good afternoon, and I put on a smile, and it made me much friendlier and opener and braver. And my goal is to make hearts happy wherever I go.
Yeah,
And
very
so
good.
I'm not shy about it anymore. I just try to be fun.
Down to being a lawyer, did that help?
Being a lawyer help?
Since you said you were a lawyer for several years.
No, I appreciate
Or
it.
did you think, okay, I've got to be opposite of what I was doing?
Yes. I did criminal law and immigration
wow.
law, and that's very serious.
Yeah.
So this is delightful. But I wanted to tell you the kind of gigs that we do.
Sure.
So we go to the holiday parties for the Elks and the Kiwanis, where it's for the special needs adults. When we walk in, they run up to us, hug us, kiss us, want to dance with us, and can
very
I have a
nice.
balloon? Can you make it this color or that color? And they're just delighted. And we take pictures with them. They love to take photos. We also go to school and church carnivals, and we do the balloons and face painting and put on little temporary tattoos. And we go to the Orange County Firefighters annual picnic, and we have a big table, and you know the firefighters bring their families, and the men, the women, the children all come and get our special artistic abilities done. We go to Camp Pendleton for their annual beach
I've seen
bash.
that, yeah.
And what's so funny is that, you know, some people are born with a fear of clowns.
Right.
And it's called coulrophobia, a very fancy name for a silly thing. I don't know why people are afraid of clowns, because our clowns are not scary and they're not sad and they're not mean, and all we want to do is lighten life and bring some pleasure. So I was shocked to find that some of the Marines would not come in our tent because they have
Oh,
COVID.
really? Oh, that's funny.
The people protecting our country
Yes.
are afraid of little old people in makeup. But anyway.
There's only one that I'm afraid of, and she does trading posts every Thursday. I'm kidding you, Ann.
Pipsqueak. She's wonderful. She's terrific. Well, the other thing we do, we have a Patriots Parade in Laguna Beach every March, and we've won some prizes for extra terrific spirit. And we dress up in red, white, and blue, so we change our costumes for the occasion, you know. And we go to the Florence Sylvester Senior Center the last Tuesday of every month, and we help them celebrate their birthdays. Some of the people get up and dance and sing with us, and some of them have expressed interest in becoming clowns. And we also do birthday parties, anniversaries. I mean, we're available for the public if you would like to have our services. We just ask for a donation. We're not, you know, professional, expensive.
We're out of time, okay? But I want to mention again, if people would like to learn about being a clown, go to Clown College. It is starting next week, Tuesday, January 28th, and it lasts for 12 weeks. It's $50, which is a great deal, from 2 to 4 p.m. and at Clubhouse 2.
Yes,
so they can just show up, or
well, try to call this number first, but just come and see if it's something that appeals to you. And I just want to say, sometimes it's fun to release your inner child, put on a smile, open your heart, and do something wild.
All right, love the vest. Thank you very much.
Fun to be with you. Happy New
fun
Year.
to be here. Happy New Year to you. And again, next week, next Tuesday, January 28th, Clubhouse 2, you can go on the website, go to the clown pages, and get the number there.
And see our colorful pictures. Come join us. You won't be sorry, I promise.
All right.
It's a gift to yourself as well as the public.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha Na Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for peace.
Well, how many of you know that there's a shuffleboard club here? In fact, it's been a part of Laguna Woods for many, many, many years. And over at Clubhouse 1, in one of the buildings there, they have several courts. And we're lucky to have a couple guests on here today that are part of that club. And we're going to find out a little bit more about it. And Ken Simonson is here today, and along with John. And the first question that I have for you folks is, how long have you been playing, the two of you?
I've been playing about 6 years.
Okay.
And myself about 5 years.
All right, and there's a reason I want to bring that up, and it's something we were talking out in the lobby about this, is an activity, this is a sport that you can take up at any time and have a great time with it, and really, after a fairly short amount of time, get pretty good at it, right?
Getting pretty good, that's debatable.
Well, okay.
No, but it's a challenge, it's fun, and you know, just take some time and you can enjoy learning as you're playing.
Yeah. You know, the facilities that are over there, we're taking a look at them. There's 6 courts? Is that what you call them, courts? Yes. Okay. Tell us about the club history. Yeah, I've said that, you know, this goes back, shuffleboard goes back to this community from, I think, day one. And I don't know if there was a club back then, a specific club for it, but people have been playing it for all these years. So in general, how long has the club itself been around?
The club's been around, I'm not for sure the exact day or year that it started, but in the middle 70s, there was over 1,000 members in the club.
Wow.
And
that's incredible.
Really. there was, at the time, we had 12 courts, or 2 buildings over there at Clubhouse 1. Each one had 6.
Yeah.
And the courts were used 8 hours a day, every court, every day of the week.
Wow.
You actually had to wait in line in order to play.
Yeah.
It was that.
So that was kind of the heyday of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. You know, the demographics or whatever, and more clubs that people can get involved in. The membership has dropped, but
Right.
but it's quite a history.
So, yeah, that's incredible. 1,000. I never would have guessed that. So, John, tell me about the facility that's over there. I was over there, I don't know, about 3-4 years ago or so. And, you got wonderful courts over there, and 6 courts and all. And you were telling me that although you have heat, you wish you had air conditioning over there.
Yes, Ken. we have 6 courts. They're very well maintained, and I tell you, it's a real nice place for this time of year for 2 reasons. One, if you have a house full of grandkids, it's a great place. You can just go down to Clubhouse 1 office, get the key, open up, and use our facilities. And number 2, it's a great place when the weather's wet and cold outside. It's a warm place to go and get out and come down and play. So we enjoy it, and those courts are pretty well utilized these days.
So in general about the club, are there, since I don't know a lot about shuffleboard, how it's played, I know basically, but are there teams? Is it one-on-one? How does that work?
We have verse teams and one-on-ones.
Okay.
Sometimes one day a week, we have your partners. You have a partner against another 2, or else it's a singles competition. We've also played, there's a couple other communities that have shuffleboard courts, and that's some team competition.
Okay.
The whole team scores are added together and win-losses and that for us. So, but yeah.
So you can be part of both. You can be on a singles group or a team group.
Yes.
Well, what Kid's saying is that we have, during our meetup games, which we have 3 times a week, we have either singles or doubles. And it really gets into the way you score the game. If you score as a team, or you score as an
Do you have
individual.
after a certain length of time, do you have like a championship series or tournaments? Do you play against other communities?
We've played against other communities, and it's a season usually runs from September to April or May, and then the standings at the end of that time.
So you do play against other places? Because I'm looking at your shirts here, and it says the Village Owls, and I would think that that stands for the whole club, right?
Yeah,
so that's why you go out and you play other places.
So it's enjoyable. Plus, the other Lake Forest and Costa de Casa. It's fun. It's a good social event, and so.
We were talking about how the heyday of this was probably the 50s, 60s, and maybe 70s. And in fact, when I was looking up some information on shuffleboard, a lot of photos came up of like the 1950s and things like that. People had home courts and things, and quite often next to their pool. Do you see a resurgence of it? Are you seeing kids playing it at all, or is it something that still has to make sort of a comeback in that realm?
That's my opinion. We're hoping for a resurgence, obviously, and stuff like that. I think there's a little misconception somewhat. A lot of people still think it's an old folks game.
Right.
And it's not. I take my 12-year-old grandson and we go play. He loves the game and does a fantastic job. He's a good shuffleboard player. And so whenever he comes and stays with us, we got to go play shuffleboard.
Yeah.
It's funny. I have some very hyperactive, serious sports grandkids, and when they visit, this is the one sport where I have to say I can more than hold my own. So, you know, so I mean, and if you have, particularly during the holidays, if you have a house full of kids, this is, as I said before, a great place to take them. And then what you can do during the year, and you don't have to tell them about this, you can go down and start playing every weekend. Next Christmas when they come back, you can be one heck of a shuffleboard player.
You call this the ideal village sport, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Because no age requirement, no basically physical requirements. We've had shuffleboard players in walkers,
right,
in wheelchairs. So, and you know, it doesn't take a lot of energy, you know, or
you were telling me out in the hall there, it's more of a finesse game than it is than a power game.
You know, it really is. I mean, I took the sport up about 4 years ago, and as you know, as Ken says, it's a real easy sport to take up, and that's one of the advantages of it. But I tell you, the subtleties of this sport and the physical demanding of it are minimal. In fact, we have multiple people that take up the sport into their 70s, even 80s.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And within maybe a year or two, they're one of the top players in the club.
And there's no, in our club, there's no equipment that you need. We provide the cues, which maybe weigh 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. Everything is provided.
Any special shoes do you need?
Hard-soled, or, you know, hard-toed.
Okay.
You can't wear sandals.
What are the hours over there? If people want to just kind of wander over and check it out.
Yeah, you know, and that's, in fact, I think you're putting your hand on one of the real benefits, is the thing that I find ideal about the club. There's no investment, no equipment, nothing required, just yourself. The other thing is we have open play on Monday and Tuesday mornings from 9 to 11, and on Thursday evenings from 6 to 8.
All right.
And that's the other big thing. If you feel like going, you just show up.
All right, so again, this is over at Clubhouse 1. You can find out more on the website. Just go to the club pages and go to the Shuffleboard Club. And as these gentlemen have said, start at any time. You're going to have a great time. It doesn't take a lot of physical activity, but yet it gets you up, it gets you going, and you're going to have fun. You really are a great group of people. I want to thank both of you for coming on today. Ken, John, and good to see you. But I got to mention, Ken is responsible for building much of our sets here, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, he's got a lot of talents. We'll be right back.
#1 choice for wood flooring and more is LA Carpet.
Now during their 2-day sale, visit their showroom now and get 65% off wood flooring, laminate, and waterproof flooring.
Plus, get 5-year, 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Coming up on Friday, Judy Garland. This is her story from 1968 on, and it stars Renee Zellweger in this movie just simply called Judy. She does a wonderful job in this. In fact, I believe she's up for Academy Award for Best Actress. And as I said, this takes place around 1968 during a winter in London, and it's about how she needs to go to London really to earn money at performances at a place called the Talk of the Town nightclub. While there, she reminisces with friends and fans about her career and begins a whirlwind romance with musician Mickey Deans, her soon-to-be 5th husband. And really very well done movie. It, of course, flashes back all the way to the time when she was on The Wizard of Oz and goes through her life. Again, really well acted by Renee Zellweger in this. She looks a lot like her, doesn't she? This is our movie coming up Friday, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Now, our movie coming up on Monday is called Support Your Local Sheriff. This goes back to 1969, And it stars James Gardner. A lot of great people in this. Joan Hackett, Walter Brennan, Jack Elam, Harry Morgan, and a very young James Dern. And it's about a guy in a small gold rush town out in Colorado. And after the treasure is found, the gold is drowned in a grave, the area quickly becomes a magnet for criminals and other ne'er-do-wells. But everyone is too intent on searching for gold to consider law and order. And then James McCullough, who was played by James Gardner, a clever and supremely laid-back gunslinger, wanders into town, and he becomes the de facto lawman. And this is loosely based. You know, he did the great TV series Maverick, and it sort of picks up from there. He doesn't play the Maverick character, but it's in that vein, just like that Western series. It's got a lot of tongue-in-cheek comedy in it, and great actors in this. Just a fun movie. And 1969, this came out. So this will be our movie on Monday, and it will be at 2 o'clock and at 6 o'clock. It's just fun to watch this, to see all these great actors from back then who were in all these different TV series over their lives, and fun Western movies and all. All right, our weather. A little bit warmer today for sure, and it's clearing up out there. We're going to be mostly sunny as we get to the afternoon. Then a few warm days coming up, really nice. And then that chance of a little system coming in on Sunday with a chance of a light drizzle, a light rain. This is something that's kind of come in and come out, so we'll see what happens. We may not get anything down here, or just a tiny bit. And 65 degrees, it'll go down on Sunday, but then it kind of warms up the next day afterwards. All right, Orange County today, everything's going to be pretty much in the mid-60s, so really nice weather out. And it's going to be nice out there in Palm Springs, 71 degrees, right? Beautiful out there. All right, we will see you tomorrow, and we're going to have a woman on from a company called Full Strands, and this is about people who have thinning hair. Also a segment with the Orange County Fire Authority, and Brian Gruner will be here talking about the Thrive Project. See you today.